Hello and welcome to another Motors.co.uk video review, this time on the quirky Honda Jazz city car. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, drop us a like if you enjoyed the video, and click that bell so that you're notified each and every time we upload a new video. The Honda Jazz has always been a popular choice for anyone looking for a practical city runabout. Its dinky dimensions and small overhangs make it perfect for nipping through busy streets and parking in tight spaces. Now there's an all-new model which builds on the quirky looks of the old version, but is eco-friendlier thanks to a clever hybrid powertrain. However, with more people looking at compact crossovers, does the Jazz still have enough appeal to be a worthy alternative? Let's find out. The Jazz definitely has a cuter look to it over the rather sharper styling of the old version. It still has the overall shape of a mini-MPV, but it's got a much cuter smiley face thanks to new exterior lights and bumpers. For those who like the more rugged off-roader look, then there's a Crossstar EX that adds protective plastic bodyguards and roof rails. The cabin of the Jazz has always had the impression of being built to a budget, and not much has changed with this all-new version. It is an improvement though, with the quirky features from the outside carried over to the cabin. There's a two-spoke steering wheel which looks smart, but it doesn't have the same build quality as you get in more direct rivals like the Ford Fiesta or Volkswagen Polo. It does feature a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and overall it's more user-friendly than the old one. It's worth noting that the system doesn't come as standard though, so you'll have to look at mid-spec SR trim if you want anything more than a basic radio setup. The Jazz was always popular with customers who wanted the most amount of space in a small package, and the same could be said for this latest version. The short bonnet and tall roofline mean it really does maximise cabin space. That means you can have 4 6-footers travel in comfort. Now that's something that you can't say for many of the Jazz's rivals. The clever magic seats from the previous model have been carried over too. This allows the bases to be flipped up, meaning a usable space behind the driver without having to fold the back seats flat. It's a really smart system. The boot is a decent size, boasting 304 litres with the rear seats up, and this expands to 1,205 litres when you fold them flat. Now you'd think a car with such small dimensions would be powered by a relatively simple powertrain, but that's not the case. The Jazz gets an eHEV hybrid powertrain, which does take a bit of time to get used to. Ultimately, what you'll end up with is a car that's smooth and extremely economical. It's the only engine available in the lineup too, so that makes picking considerably easier. It's powered by a 108 brake horsepower 1.5 litre petrol engine with 2 electric motors and a lithium-ion battery pack. One of the motors drives the front wheels while the other converts the energy from the engine into the battery. Drive it carefully and it should return over 60 miles per gallon, which is about the same as some diesel rivals. Emissions are impressive too, just 102 grams per kilometre of CO2 for standard models, 110 grams per kilometre if you go for the Crossstar. It's not a car that you're going to enjoy driving though, well, not in the same way as a Renault Clio or Ford Fiesta. In fact, even the Toyota Yaris hybrid is a bit more fun. With that in mind, it's a shame the ride is a little firm, especially on those larger 16-inch alloy wheels. Around town you will feel imperfections in the road translated through to the cabin. What you will find though is that it's impressively refined. The automatic gearbox is a CVT, which means that should you want to make swift progress, the engine screams until you reach cruising speed. It almost feels like you're driving a manual car with a slipping clutch. It really doesn't encourage spirited driving. The Jazz is a very different proposition to mainstream super minis like the Ford Fiesta or Renault Clio. It's really geared for anyone who wants to maximise practicality in a small car, rather than opting for something that's going to be engaging to drive. You won't go too far wrong with the Jazz though, especially if you're looking for an entry into affordable EV or hybrid ownership. Thanks for watching this review of the Honda Jazz. If you want to see some reviews of the Jazz's rivals, then follow the links coming up next.